beautiful nerds. It is Megan from Vigilante Vibes, and today I am here for another character breakdown. And today it is Darwin. Darwin has been weighing heavily on my mind ever since Mr. Terrific and Superman, who is no question the best character of that movie. But it's been on my mind because the actor has played Darwin and was treated horribly as a character by Fox. So I want to go talk about Darwin's because obviously they got it very wrong, and I want you to know the real Darwin. So Darwin, whose name is Armando Mũnez, first appeared in Marvel Comics in X-Men Deadly Genesis number 2, which was published in February of 2006. So he's newer than most of the mutants I'm covering, but I guess it's 19 years ago. It's not that new. Armando was different from the start. By the time he was 4, he was already bald, had unusually long arms, and eyes that seemed to change. Around that time, his dad walked out on the family, and the mom blamed Armando's mutation for it. Mom of the year. He grew up feeling unwanted. Even his own mother couldn't stand to look at him. Still, Armando didn't hold it against her. He just kept trying to earn her love. It's so sad. It's so sad. My God. One day, he was asked to take an IQ test. Without realizing it, his desire to impress his mom activated his mutant ability, and he scored insanely high. Thanks to that, he got into a prestigious Biltmore Academy for advanced education. But really, his mom just sent him away because she didn't want to be around him. Oh, it makes me so mad. I'm a mom myself, and that pisses me off. These are fictional characters, by the way. While the teachers appreciated his intelligence, the other students made his life absolutely hell. He was constantly bullied. One day, they shoved his head in a toilet, and that's when he discovered he could breathe underwater. As he fought back, his arms hardened like cement, and he easily overpowered his bullies. He kept the whole thing to himself. Things at home weren't much better. His mom had taken up heavy smoking, and one night she fell asleep with a lit cigarette. The house caught fire, but Armando carried her out without getting burned. Firefighters and medics were stunned. At the hospital, doctors ran tests and brought in scientists. That's when Armando found out he was a mutant. They started calling him Darwin, the evolving boy, because no matter what environment they put him in, his body adapted. In a pitch black room, he developed night vision, for example. Eventually, a full report was published about him. Still, his trashy little mom refused to accept him and insisting there was no way she could have given birth to something like that. Crushed, Armando tried to take his own life by jumping off a roof. But instead of dying, his body adapted again. He became so soft and light, he practically bounced when he hit the ground. Later, after talking to a school psychiatrist about the incident, he was told someone who works with kids like him had read about his story and wanted to meet. That person turned out to be Myra McTaggart. What do I say in my videos, folks? It always goes back to Myra McTaggart. Myra brought Armando in as one of her foster kids. He ended up on her first team alongside Vulcan, Petra, and Sway, and they were sent on a mission to rescue the X-Men from Krakoa. Unfortunately, things went sideways fast. Petra and Sway were killed during a mission, and Darwin, along with Vulcan, was swallowed by the Earth due to the lingering effects of the girls' dying powers. Darwin instinctively absorbed what was left of Petra and Sway, then transformed himself into pure energy and merged with Vulcan. This fusion gave Vulcan access to all 3 of their powers and allowed him to survive in space, though he ended up in a kind of dormant state. Years later, the reality-altering House of M event revived Kid Vulcan. Darwin's consciousness also reawakened inside Vulcan, but he was helpless to prevent Vulcan's vengeful attacks on the X-Men. Telepathically liberated by Rachel Summers during the conflict, Darwin regained physical form as his mutation quickly rebuilt his body. After recuperating at the Xavier's Institute, Darwin agreed to help Xavier locate Vulcan, who had left Earthbound for the interstellar Shi'ar Empire of his birth. When the X-Men, including Warpath, Polaris, Havoc, Marvel Girl, Nightcrawler, and Professor X, set up to stop Vulcan from destroying the Shi'ar Empire, it turned out that Xavier had secretly brought Darwin along, hoping his past friendship with Vulcan might help things calm down. When Shi'ar agents kidnapped Xavier, Darwin snuck aboard their ship as it took off. He later managed to rescue Xavier, and it looked like he was in the clear until Deakin showed up alive and well. Darwin got caught again by the Imperial Guard and wasn't able to free Xavier in time. Vulcan, now playing ruler, offered Darwin a spot as best man in his wedding to Deathbird, and Darwin reluctantly accepted, though it was pretty obvious he was not a fan of the whole thing. At the wedding, which Darwin attended in shackles, chaos broke out when the X-Men and Starjammers launched an attack. Annoyed that his big day was being ruined, Vulcan trapped Xavier inside the Macraean crystal. Worried for his mentor, Darwin dove in after him, rescued him from the crystal, and got him safely back to the X-Men's ship. With Xavier on board, Lilandra sent the crew back to Earth. After the first mutant was born post-M-Day, Darwin started looking for Professor Xavier, because that's what you do. While on the hunt, Darwin ran into Nogor the Talisman, a Skrull disguised as Longshot. When they were in Detroit, Jacinda and She-Hulk showed up, chasing Nogor and attacking them. At the same time, Darwin's dad, feeling very guilty for abandoning him and his mom years ago, hired X-Factor investigations to find Darwin. When they finally reunited, it turned out Hector just wanted to hand Darwin over to some mysterious group called the Karma Project. Luckily, X-Factor saved him, and Darwin decided to join the team. He doesn't do anything wrong, and he was created by the worst human beings on this planet. It's wild. Once with the X-Factor, Darwin helped protect a girl named Lenore from assassination attempts, moved to New York, rescued the Invisible Woman from Dr. Doom, and fought against Boulevard Trask and his mutant hunting MRD. Later, after accidentally letting Pip the Troll get captured by Hela, X-Factor went to Vegas and rescued him. There, they faced off against Hela's undead army. With Thor's help, they held their ground, but the real game changer was when Darwin took on Hela's powers and turned them against her. Unfortunately, those death powers took a toll on him, so he decided to take a break from the team. While wandering the desert on his break, Darwin had a vision where he thought a dragon-like creature called Sarush and met a sheriff named Tyr, who claimed to be the son of Wolfsbane. This freaked him out enough to start heading back to New York to warn his friends. But along the way, Darwin started hearing voices about Tyr and decided that he had to kill the kid himself instead of going back to X-Factor. He tracked Tyr down, but was stopped by Tyr's protector, Werewolf by Night. In Pennsylvania, Darwin managed to knock out Werewolf by Night and corner Tyr, but Venora and Richter stepped in to stop him. Even though Richter had just regained his mutant powers and surprised Darwin, Darwin was still determined to hunt Tyr. Driven by some unknown force, Darwin followed Tyr all the way to New York, where Tyr was trying to meet X-Factor. When Darwin got there, though, he couldn't bring himself to kill the kid. Since he couldn't stop the threat by killing Tyr, Darwin decided to rejoin X-Factor and help him fight the Hell Lords instead. After the Hell on Earth War, Darwin got separated from the group and went back to Vegas to find Hela and force her to fix what was wrong with him. While looking for her, he ran into Monet, who had just come back from the dead, and they ended up having a one-night stand. After that, Hela found Darwin, and he refused her help. After Charles Xavier set up the mutant nation of Krakoa, Darwin was one of the many mutants who moved there. When a mission was sent to the Vault, a place where time gets all weird and people can be stuck for what feels like thousands of years, Darwin joined Synch and Wolverine, which was Laura, not Logan, to capture Seraphina. They picked those three because their powers would help them survive the Vault's crazy time shifts. But as soon as they went in, they lost contact with the rest of the X-Men. On their first day inside, they fought the Children of the Vault. Wolverine and Synch took out most of the enemies, but Darwin got trapped in a water bubble by Sangri. One of the children, Aguja, got so mad after her teammates died that she blew herself up trying to take out their foes. Luckily, Darwin and his team bounced back. Darwin's adaptive powers helped him recover and slow down aging. They ended up spending 100 years inside, gathering intel on the children. Darwin found out that City, one of the children, could clone any killed enemies to keep evolving them. City got really interested in Darwin's powers and captured him to try and use his abilities to create a new generation of children. Wolverine got captured too. Sync managed to escape and came back after those 100 years to rescue Wolverine. But when trying to save Darwin, City supposedly killed him using his powers. Later, Sync and Wolverine were both killed by the children, but Sync was able to telepathically reach out to the X-Men and share everything they learned before being resurrected. Wolverine and Darwin were also brought back. Turns out, the original Darwin and Laura actually survived in the vault. During a rescue mission by Forge, Darwin even communicated with him as a living code. So that is Darwin. As you can see, there is much more complexities than what the movie gave him. And he has lived a pretty tragic life, but he's a very cool character. So, as usual, I have some comics for you to check out to get to know him even more and do your own research. Also, if I missed any that you think everyone should check out, just let me know in the comments, because these are just the ones I read. I'm sure there's plenty. So, first up, Deadly Genesis, Uncanny X-Men, Rise and Fall of the Shi'ar Empire, World War Hulk, X Factor Volume 3, number 33 and on, X Factor Volume 3, number 250 to 258. So that is my breakdown of Darwin. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss any more of my character breakdowns or anything else I have to offer. With that being said, have a marvelous day.